I'm a big fan of this product I'm servicing today. I'm not such a big fan of the cheesy visual effects I'm going to use as requested by a viewer. Oh, it's going to be tough to get through this one. Let's check it out. Okay, maybe this video is not as impressive as the tube amp that I had, but this is a fan that was brought to me by one of my neighbors, and it don't work. This is one that it has a rotating grill to throw the air around the room. So it's like an oscillating fan without oscillating. It can sit up against the wall, but it works like an oscillating fan. As you can see, it's not turning too good. That part works, but the motor itself appears to be not working. So let's find out why. First thing to check is just to see whether the motor itself is gummed up. So we can do that by just removing the grill. It appears that the problem on this may just be a motor that the bearings have gummed up on. So that's good. It's either that or a capacitor in the control, but as you can see, it's quite stiff. So hopefully it'll just be a matter of removing the motor, opening it up, and adding some oil to the bearings. So let's first remove the fan from the motor. And yeah, the motor is quite stiff. So next we'll remove the motor from the housing, and I'm going to try and open this motor up and see whether we can lubricate the bearings front and back. So the motor is held in place by a couple of Phillips screws. The motor will lift out. I'm going to just leave it hanging here and just remove the screws to hold the motor together. Separate the motor and try and lubricate it. Those are a little bit tighter than my electric screwdriver can handle, so we'll just use a regular conventional screwdriver to remove the screws. Okay, I'm going to just use something as a hammer to knock the shaft through. And here's our gummed up rotor that we need to clean up and put some oil in the bearings. You'll notice that the stator stays as part of the front housing, so we just slip it up on the wire there. So let me clean up that bearing and we'll get some lubricant in. Use some isopropyl alcohol to clean out the bearings themselves. Get the dried up lubricant out. The same for the motor shaft. At least this one's not scored too bad. We want to clean this all up though, and try and buff it out as best as possible. I'm going to put some fine aluminum oxide on here just to try and take that little bit of a of scoring off of this. Next we'll put some electric motor oil into the bearing cap at the back and the bearing at the front. Reinstall the rotor. To both the front and the back bearing assemblies. And put the screws back in the motor, hold the motor assembly together. We'll put some more oil on here momentarily once I get the screws in place. Put the E-clip, or what some people call a Jesus clip, because that's what you say when it goes flying across the room, right? Okay, let's give this thing some power. See what it does. Excellent. Time to reinstall the motor. And generally, these motors, if you get them before they seize up completely, once they get to the point where they're completely seized up and the bearings are totally shot, oiling them a lot of times will only give you a temporary fix. But if you can get to them before they're too badly worn, you can usually extend the life by a few more years anyway. This is what holds the phase of the fan. It's a keyed clip, which you can see. This is what secures the fan blade to the motor shaft. It makes it spin and gives it torque. Lock washer. There we go. Power. Oh, Jesus! So the real strength to fans like this is turn them on 3 speeds. Has a 1, 2, and 4 hour time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 hours. Say so it'll run all the time. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5, 6, and 7. And it has this what they call the swirl cool, and that's kind of neat because what that does is that blows the air 360 degrees around the room. So like a conventional oscillating fan, it covers the whole room, but it doesn't actually oscillate. It just sits there in the corner, and it's adjustable. They got these adjustments so that you can raise it up or lower it down, and then you can point it where you want. Neat idea, huh? It's one of my neighbors. She's got 2 of them and did not want to part with this one when it started acting up. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one real soon. Bye for now.